That was fun. That was fun. That was fun. Oh man. Hooty hoo. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. I'm speechless right now. I'm speechless, man. That was awesome, man. That was awesome. That was awesome, man. To everybody that tuned in, man, thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much. It was so cool. Oh yeah, man, I had to come right back, Salem. If you didn't catch the whole video, man, it's gonna be posted in a little while. I mean, it's posted up there. Good chance to go back and check it out, man. Gridiron Kane, yo, what up, man? Hey, man, thank y'all so much, man. Thank y'all so much. Kane, good looking out, baby. Good looking out. That's a blessing right there. Trust me, it's gonna get used wisely. Hold up. Oh man. That's the most I had in there in a little minute, man. That was good, bro. We got up to what, 10 or 11? That's dope, man. That's dope. That's dope. Oh, ain't no bed. I ain't going to bed right now. I just had to get back on live, man, and chat it up with my people, man. Yeah, Deacon broke 3 TVs, bro. It was after the Rams game. And you know, when they got down, what was that, fourth down? I think third down or whatever, that play with the pass interference that the referee didn't call. When that happened, Deacon went off. I mean, he went off. He broke the TV in the living room. He went to the back room where his little cave or whatever you want to call it. He broke the TV in there, and then he broke the TV in their master bedroom. So yeah, he was hot. What's up, Gary? Appreciate you dropping in, man. Yeah, man, Deke was kind of hot, Yuki. You know what I'm saying? After that one, bro, we had to get him some more TVs afterward. But yeah, he got kind of pissed, man. He told some shit up. I mean, I'm a Saints fan, but Deke died hard, man. He been there from jump. He was there doing the bags over the head days, him. So what's up, Dale? You know what I'm saying? What's up? What's up? But yeah, he lost it, man. I mean, that. Now I ain't running. I mean, I kind of just sat back like, here we go again, because I already knew he was gonna be calling me to go take him to the store to get him another one. You know, I took him around a few places, and I knew some people who had him for cheap. Well, case may be to get him something back up in there because he loves his football now. I'm gonna tell y'all now. Deep favorite teams are the New Orleans Saints, and um, let me see. He liked the New Orleans Saints, and he has a thing for the Raiders for some reason. I don't like the Raiders. I'm not a Raiders fan at all, but he do. All right, Kane. Appreciate it, baby. Um, Basketball, he is a fan, a Boston fan, and loves the San Antonio Spurs. And that boy Kawhi Leonard is his favorite, which I agree because Kawhi my favorite too. So we hoping what them Clippers gonna look like. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. It was bruh. It was, I don't know. I think it was the last game of the playoffs. Whichever team was matter of fact, it was the NFC Championship when they played the Rams, man, and they jacked us on that pass interference call, man. But yeah, when those teams on, man, I don't mess with Deep. When college basketball on, if Duke playing or Gonzaga playing, I don't mess with Deep. Me and him the same way. We both love Duke, and if they lose, we get kind of mad. But I don't get mad like Deep do. Deep be losing it. I mean, he be losing. I keep saying I'm gonna take him to one of these games one day, but I'm too afraid he gonna mess around and hit a fan or something. My boy a little too die hard for me, man. A little too die hard. But yeah, for anybody that's new in here right now, man, look, I know you came over probably because of the Tony Baker stuff, which I totally understand. And what I'm going to do when I get a chance is I'm probably going to make another channel for you guys to put those videos up because the way YouTube works, man, is like if stuff is already copyrighted from something else, man, then that person gets paid and not the person who has the YouTube channel. So I don't want to feel like I'm taking away from that man and the work that he does. So, oh yeah, go Blue Devils. I'm a big Blue Devil fan. I always have been. So yeah, I'm gonna find a way to do that and put that up eventually. That's why when I did the last video, I only said season finale on it because I was eventually gonna come with something new. But you gotta understand, this is my channel. Pretty soon it's not gonna be me alone. It's me and my best friend actually who's gonna really start getting this thing popping off. Matter of fact, we about to start recording here maybe in the next 2 weeks or so. No, the UCF. What you man? All right. Anyway, LSU baby. Well, football anyway. LSU. Basketball. I'm a Duke Gonzaga fan. I like my Michigan. I like my Michigan Wolverines. I do like the Michigan Wolverine football program. And Miami. Miami is my favorite football team as well. Anyway, but yeah, man, I had to do that, bro, because I gotta look out for me right now. So if you guys are rocking with me, man, you know what I'm saying, and I know you've been here for the Tony Baker thing, bro, you know what I'm saying, watch the videos I got too, bro. Trust me, it's entertaining, man. You know, I'm giving my all with this, and I take it serious, as you can see, and I just bring whatever anybody asks me to bring. So you know, people ask about Deacon Anderson all the time. Deacon Anderson is becoming very popular. He's more popular than what I thought. I still watch boxing myself, but I haven't really watched like talking about since Roy Jones Jr. That was my favorite. Like Roy been my favorite forever. And after him, it was a few I did like Riddick Bowe was one of my faves, Evander, Deontay Wilder, which, I hope that rematch happened because to see him lose like he did, man, that was just like, I was like, what the hell? He was out of that match from jump. But anyway, Michelle, like I say, if you're new here, man, the True Fam, man, we welcome everybody in. We treat each other like family. You're always going to get somebody speaking to you. So whenever you come in, man, just act like you're at home. Make yourself at home because you're at home with me. This is what we do. We're going to keep doing it. NBA, yeah, I'm interested now because the teams are spread back out, Gridiron. I totally agree. I'm starting to get my love back for the game because I really lost it after the 2014 season. It got old to me. And I just kind of felt like these youngsters, man, and the people cool with that, but I'm not. I'm an old head. I got to call it like it is. I believe that if you're going to be a superstar, if this is your craft, if this is what you worked on, and you worked your ass off to get here, then you don't need to be going team up with the people who beat you just to be a champion. You need to go there and make your own mark on the game. So when I see people team up the way a lot of these young players have, all these superstars on one team, it made the game boring for me because everybody in one spot and you know who's going to win. And furthermore, what pissed me off even more about this is how disrespectful a lot of these youngsters are towards the NBA that we grew up on. I grew up watching probably the greatest dynasty in NBA history. Yes, I know Los Angeles and Boston have the most banners hanging up, but we cannot deny what Chicago did. Chicago did something no other NBA team has never done and still has not done. 2 3-peats in the same decade is crazy. Before that first 3-peat, it had been 26 years before another team did so. And those guys did it. So I hate when people be like, man, that Bulls team couldn't beat this Warriors team for nothing. And I look at people, I be like, dude, you crazy. You crazy. Do you know who played on that team? And even more so, look, I'm not taking away from LeBron James when I say that. If you're a LeBron James fan, hey, you might want to go ahead and log off of here because what I'm about to say is just me being honest with this. LeBron James is not the greatest player in NBA history. He probably will go down as number 3, maybe number 4. And on top of that, I think he might need another championship. He might need one. But to say he's the best right now is disrespecting Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. And the reason I say that is that people always say, well, Jordan and Kobe didn't have to face this Warriors team. Do you think Jordan and Kobe Bryant give a damn about who crossed that court when they playing? They don't. Only thing that they see across that court is lunch meat. That's it. I don't care who you got, you're not beating us. You are not going to tell me that the Warriors team, even having KD, even with these rules today, are going to beat that Chicago Bulls team. That team was defensive top to bottom. Stop sleeping on Ron Harper like he would not lock Steph Curry up. Stop thinking just because KD 6'11", he going to mess over Scottie Pippen. Scottie is stronger than KD and would hurt him. There is nothing in the world Klay Thompson would be able to do with Michael Jordan. And Klay can shoot. Don't get me wrong. That's one of those players, he can get hot when he wants to. But you got to realize the psychopath that he got to play up against that whole entire game. Dennis Rodman ain't no bitch. Draymond, well, I'm going to be honest, I think him and Draymond are going to be gone after game 2. I'll give them 2 games in the series, then they're done for the rest of the series, because Dennis is going to end up whooping his ass. But, I mean, what can you do with a team? You're not going to beat a team like that. You got to understand with the mentality of a Kobe Bryant and a Michael Jordan, it don't matter who crossed that court. You just gave them something fun to do. When you got guys who compete like they do, they have the competitive nature like they do, you can't do nothing with them. I was not a Kobe fan at all. I hate the Los Angeles Lakers. Please understand it. But when I hate a team, it's because their team good. and they beating the teams that I like. When I don't like a player, it's because that player that damn good. And I did not like Kobe, but I respected Kobe's game. Yeah, I watch rugby. Deb, I'm trying to get back into it. I lost my love for it after I got hurt. What that was, 2001. I got a little hurt, and I didn't even want to watch it no more and play nothing like that. We were playing, and somebody decided to throw a cheap shot, and I took a pair of cleats to the nuts. So that gave me flashbacks for a long time. But anyway, like for real, can't nobody tell me that. I hate when people use that excuse like they couldn't. You know what kind of league that we have right now? The NBA has turned into a patty cake league. These damn touch fouls, come on, bro. A player like Michael Jordan with the mid-range game that he got, that man to be at the line so much. The NHL, I'm getting back into. I'm really getting back into. I love my Red Wings, man. I always have. I love my Red Wings. I'm getting back into it crazily. But still, it's competition is different. For me, the last great team in the NBA was the San Antonio Spurs in 2014 because they proved what I was telling everybody in 2013. Miami did not beat San Antonio in 2013. San Antonio lost. They lost because of a mistake they made at the end of the game. And in doing so, everybody said, well, what about game 7? They still lost. No, it was a good fight to the end. But when you have a shot like that, that kind of does break your back a little bit. But San Antonio proved my point that they were supposed to win that year by the way that they destroyed Miami the next year. See, the thing I don't like about LeBron is, and where I lost my respect for him is, my dude, don't keep complaining, talking about they ain't putting nobody around you. You are the superstar of this team. You lead this team. You brought this team where everybody said you got scrubs to the finals before. You brought this team deep into the playoffs before. So what you need to do is, as the man on that team, you need to go up to that front office and tell them you need some help. I need somebody to come over here that's willing to play. That I don't have to do everything on the court. But no, LeBron's problem is LeBron wants all the numbers. That is the biggest problem. He wants all the numbers. Yes, he's a great humanitarian. I give him that, great human being. I'm not knocking the guy. But LeBron all about numbers. And those numbers are not going to help him win. When you talk to Scottie Pippen or hear Scottie Pippen talk, what Scottie say the same thing all the time. I took those things away from Michael Jordan so that he wouldn't have to do them. He never said that Mike couldn't do them. He said, but he took that off of him because he know he needed Mike down in the stretch. He know the way that Michael Jordan plays the game. Mike is going to score. Mike is going to make sure we score. But I'm going to facilitate. I want Mike to play offense, and I want Mike to play defense because I know he's going to handle it. But if we're down 15, 7 minutes left in the game, then we're about to win. That is his mentality. It's no giving up. Your team is never supposed to see your team captain losing and then giving up and then leaving y'all just because the team ain't where you wanted to be. You don't do that. He is a great player. I've never seen nobody that big that can move like that, but dog, come on, but that is not Kobe Bryant. That is not Michael Jordan. He cannot catch up to those guys. Kobe left a legacy out of this world, man. He proved the point, and I think where he got my biggest respect from is when it was said that he couldn't do it without Shaq, and he did it. He did it twice. The man retired. You know, it was sad to see him go. I still was shocked when I saw that, but I just, like I say, I don't hate the man. I just wasn't a fan, but I can take it now. He proved his point. He said he wanted to take MJ. He did. He had a game where Mike blew him up one night. Mike blew him up. And they say he ain't talked to his teammates for about 2 weeks. 2 weeks he didn't talk to nobody on the team. And the next time they played Washington, he gave Mike the business. And after that game, Mike couldn't do nothing but shake his hand. And Mike give him that respect now because he definitely said, you know, Kobe called me every night. Kobe wanted to know this. He wanted to know these tricks of the game. He wanted to know how to win. That's what winners do. To me, LeBron is not a winner. He has all the stats, but he's not a winner. You know, you're supposed to be the greatest player in the NBA. Then, and people make so many excuses for him, it drives me crazy. Because if they had to beat the Warriors, then everybody be talking shit. LeBron beat the Warriors with all them teams on there. What Jordan never did. Jordan beat the bad boys Pistons. The team that beat the hell out of him for 3 years straight. Not only did they beat him, they swept him. Went to their very first NBA Finals and beat a team who had been to the Finals already. Stop saying that Portland team was scrubs because they was not. Stop saying that Phoenix team was scrubs because they was not. Did y'all see what they did to Orlando in 96 after Orlando put them out? They swept them. 72-10 with a championship, followed by a 69-13 season with another championship, followed by a season where the team was breaking up and everybody figured they supposed to be distracted, a game where they went in with the underdogs after coming off a Game 7 series with those Pacers. By the way, those Pacers scared the shit out of me that series. I just knew they had us beat and won it again. 2 3-peats in the same decade, and not one time did they see a Game 7 in the NBA Finals. You can't tell me that somebody can come in and just have all these stats and then everybody say they're the greatest. I love Shannon Sharpe, but Shannon Sharpe be pissing me the hell off sometimes. Shannon Sharpe don't do nothing but talk about numbers and keep on hollering, go this, and then they make the excuse, Michael had Scotty. Do y'all know how much more better you making Mike sound if y'all saying Mike had Scotty? If all Mike had was one more teammate and got 6 championships, then what does that say about the teams they're playing now? LeBron had Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Mario Chalmers, Rashard Lewis, Ray Allen, Mike Miller. A bunch of those players on those teams were starters for other teams. And yet they still got their ass into the finals. They let Dallas beat the break off of them in 2011. They won 2 straight. And then they turned around and got their ass tore up in 2014. The way that they lost in 2014 was unbelievable. They got beat by a team that was older than them. Not only that, if you watch that series, San Antonio didn't do nothing flashy. They played team ball. But what happened was that they had on their team what you need, a defensive player. Jordan is one of those players, you can put him in any era and he'd still be the greatest. Plain and simple. In 1988, and I don't think anybody knows this, in 1988, Michael Jordan did what no other NBA player has not done and still hasn't done yet. The man won the league MVP, All-Star Game MVP, All-NBA First Team. He was All-NBA Defensive First Team and Defensive Player of the Year. Only award he did not get that year was NBA Champion and Finals MVP. That's the only thing he didn't get, and that was 88. This is 4 years after coming into the league. So like I said, you can't go and say that 6-0 means nothing. 6-0 is everything, dog, especially when it's 2 3-peats. We watched greatness. What we're seeing right now is a guy who's just saying, I got to have all the superstars to win. We're seeing other teams do the same thing. And I'm glad now that they decided to split off and now you got these 2-man teams. It's going to be even a little better for me. So many deserving players during the 90s never snooped championship behind this. That. Yeah, well, look, let me say this. The Bulls weren't necessarily stacked. What they were a team with a guy who didn't want to lose, who made them play at a high level. And when if you watch the Last Dance documentary, you can see clearly, like his teammates said the same thing. Mike pushed the shit out of you. He wanted to know what you had, and you couldn't be no punk with him. And when he left and everybody was like, let me go into this right quick because I'm glad that came up. People say that this is how good the Bulls was, that when Jordan left, the Bulls still went to the playoffs the next year. But when LeBron left, his teams didn't go nowhere. So that means it was all him. No, that is not making a team better. No. Making a team better is exactly what you said about those Chicago Bulls. Their team captain was going to play baseball, and they still made a run in the playoffs. They made that run in that playoffs like they did, the simple fact because of the high level they had been playing on all that time. Keep in mind, this is a playoff battle-tested team. They had been in the playoffs every year of Jordan's career up until that point. So what would have happened during that time period, I'm going to answer that, Yuki. What they did during that time period is they're so used to playing that way, it was second nature by the time they got there. Only thing they didn't have was to get over that hump. When Jordan came back in 95, they still won the playoff, but Jordan wasn't in basketball shape. You saw what they did from 96 to 98. That was a whole new roster. The only people on that second 3-peat that was on that first 3-peat was Jordan and Pippen. Meaning that when Jordan came back, he changed the dynamic of this team again. Then they had a guy on there who was a rival of theirs at one time, but who became an intricate part of the team. So when you look at his career and you look at LeBron's career, how can you say that LeBron is better than him? You can say he got the numbers? That's fine, cool. He did the thing with numbers that anybody do. But what are the things that show up for that? That's like my dad used to tell me, you do all that work and you make all that money, but you have nothing to show for it. You can put all this work in, but if you got nothing to show for it, what does that say? Michael has everything to show for it in his career. LeBron has everything to show for it in his career. I wish Tracy McGrady would have never got hurt, him nor Grant Hill, because we'll be talking about them right now. Allen Iverson was the man for me. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just Phil. You got to think about it. Phil had Tex as well. That triangle to this day is still hard to defend. There ain't really nothing you can do with it. If they run that triangle the right way, it's nothing you can do about it. The only other coach I say who has a hell of a system is Greg Popovich. when you win a championship and nobody on your team average more than 30 minutes, oh man. Do you think the 49ers are just like the Bulls? Let me see. No. I think the NFL's equivalent to those Chicago Bulls will be those old Dallas teams in the 90s. I'll say that. That team had those major players in Troy Aikman and Michael Irvin and Emmitt Smith. And their Dennis Rodman became Deion Sanders when he joined the Cowboys. As far as the 49ers are concerned, I would look at them as the Sacramento Kings. They got a pretty good team, but I think they're still missing that one piece that's going to help them win. And I think it's on the offensive side of the ball. Their defense is nice. I can't knock that. They have a real nice defense. I mean, I wish my boys could have something like that every year. I keep hoping that we get somebody else to help. I'm so damn glad we finally got rid of Eli Apple, garbage ass. You know, till ain't funny no more. But they need one more piece. I don't know. I think it's probably another receiver. Maybe a good slot receiver or something like that. Somebody to come in and just, make those speed routes for you. And once they get there, they're going to be tough, man. They're going to be a tough team to beat. They'll be a tough team to beat. I think right now, as far as the NFC concerned, the top dogs to me right now are the Saints and the 49ers. And then right after that, I'll give them man, Eli suck, bro. Eli Apple is garbage. And I mean garbage. Hot garbage. That's the Cody Pocky of cornerbacks. That's who that is. That's exactly who the hell that is. But yeah, when I think back on all the sports that we had, y'all realize the 90s had some of the greatest sports ever. The biggest names in each sports were during that decade. Think about the 90s and how that home run explosion came about with your Ken Griffey Jr.'s, your Barry Bonds and Sammy Sosa's and all them. You know what I'm saying? Like how the MLB blew up. Think about the NHL and how you had your Wayne Gretzky's, your Bobby Orrs and all them. You know what I'm saying? Those people that were coming through making those hits, making sound waves. The greatest running back of our time played in the 90s. Number 20, Barry Sanders, who I was a big fan of, and still I say to this day is the greatest running back ever to play the game. And then, of course, you had MJ, the greatest basketball player. Yo, the 90s did have great TV shows, man. Awesome. I do remember the Dream Team. Hey, you want to know something dope about that, though, now that you're saying it? In 92, the Chicago Bulls had just won the NBA championship. They won their second straight. That was the year that they had that brutal-ass matchup with the Knicks, where they went 7. Where the Knicks were trying to play like Detroit used to play, and Chicago beat them. Then they had that series against Cleveland. Then after that, they beat Portland in that game 1, the one with the shoulder shrug. This is the thing to think about after that. Michael Jordan and Scottie really didn't have an offseason. They went straight to the Olympics after winning the championship. You know how deep into the season the championship is. You're playing in June. They went to the Olympics after that and then came back the very next year and won the title again. Now, I think people forget that. See, like I said, I'm not trying to knock LeBron. I'm just trying to get people to look at stuff from the other side of the spectrum on this. Don't disrespect what come before you, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't disrespect the GOAT like that and act like this man wasn't the best to ever do this. You can play that deep into the season, go to the Olympics, then come back and win your 3rd straight NBA championship? Come on, man. That don't mean that the teams you were playing was garbage because the Phoenix Suns was the highly favored that year. I don't know why people got it in their mind and think that Chicago was the favorite every year. No, they was not. They were not the favorite in 93. They were not the favorite in 96, even though they had that hell of a season. They were not the favorite in 98. And I had a lot of respect for LeBron and what he was doing in Cleveland before he left and went to Miami. When he went to Miami, I lost all respect. I'm not taking away from the way he plays, but I lost all respect because you allowed yourself to be ran out of town and go get you a super team. And everybody want to blame it on the Celtics. Well, the Celtics did. The Celtics, bro, how long had KG, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen been in the league by the time they got together? They had a window this small, open to get a title. And I don't blame them for taking advantage of it. What the Boston Celtics got was not that MVP Kevin Garnett. Keep in mind, Kevin Garnett started in the league in the 90s. He was there for Jordan's last 2 seasons. So you think about that time all the way up until 2008. You think about Paul Pierce, you think about Ray Allen. All of them had came in early. So they was at the latter parts of their careers. They got in and said, hey, look, this the season we need to do it. This the chance we got. We're going to take full advantage of it. LeBron got his super team. They made it to the finals, and Dallas whooped their ass. So when people say Jordan had Pippen, think about this. Let's do the math together. They both got a team that helped them make it to the finals within the 7th year of their career. LeBron's first NBA Finals with a team was 2011. Michael's first NBA Finals with his team was 91, 20 years apart. Mike won, Bron lost. 92, Mike won. 2012, Bron won. 93, Mike won. 2013, Bron lost. They both would lose the next two. Mike was gone. Bulls got put out. LeBron lost to the Spurs in 14. In 15, same thing happened. Lost to the Warriors because most of his team was depleted. And then Mike wasn't in basketball shape in 95. 96, Mike went on to get his first of a second three-peat. LeBron had just got his first in Cleveland. 2 more championships for Mike after that. LeBron fell again. They always say that he don't have nobody, but the man had all-stars with him. Scotty was the only other all-star Mike played with. The thing is that it was a different kind of game for them two. Mike had a game that has been described as flawless. Now, do y'all know that I don't know if y'all heard the story or y'all seen it with Kevin Garnett and how he was explaining one of the games he had against Michael Jordan. Him and Isaiah Ryder explained the game a lot when they were playing for the T-Wolves. Say that KG was having a pretty damn good night. So was Isaiah Ryder. Isaiah said he don't normally talk to Mike, but if Mike talked back to him, he gonna talk too. But he was having a pretty good night. Mike wasn't really on. Scotty wasn't doing too much. And say KG started going off, telling Isaiah bust his ass, saying, you killing him. KG say he turned and Mike was kind of sitting right there and he heard him. But KG was like, man, I don't give a damn, man. Keep killing him. Keep killing him. Say Isaiah looked at Mike and went, hey, Mike, look, he's just a young pup, man. He don't really know the rules of the game and how we do stuff. And KG was like, I seen him talking. And then he said he looked over and Mike was like, oh, he talking? He talking. And he was like, the next 5 to 6 minutes, he couldn't really explain. He said in the next 5 to 6 minutes, they had 2 10-second calls. That's when you in the back court trying to get the ball over the front court. Say they had 2 of them. Say they was down 25 and the score was just a 2-point difference. They down 25 all of a sudden. He was like, Mike had 18 and then all of a sudden now he got 40. Isaiah said the same thing. Like they said that man got 17, 20 points quick. And it got real bad, real quick, just for talking. And KG was like, he never talked bad to Mike like that again. He never did it. And, Reggie Miller has one he told, Magic, any of them. Like, when you got a player like that, bro, that the worst thing you can do is piss him off, then you know better. Those are great players. Reggie might not have been that superstar, but Reggie Miller was another player. You did not piss him off because if you did, you paid for it. The Cam Newton to the Patriots thing, I'm happy for him. I'm glad he got a team. Part of me wishes that he would have went somewhere else because I don't think he's going to fit that system. The Patriots pretty much have had a long passing game, and Cam is a scrambler. So I'm interested in seeing how Belichick is going to adjust to this. What I am hoping for is that Colin Kaepernick gets a job real soon. I would love to see him go to Baltimore and back up Jackson. I think that veteran presence with him and the things that the Ravens did last year, and I think that having that veteran quarterback behind him like that, who got the ins and out of the game, be somebody he can really learn from. So I think if he takes it, I think if anything, I think Baltimore needs to be the one that makes that move and say, hey, we're gonna sign Cap, to such a year there, and let him play. But being in New England, this is a 6-time Super Bowl champ. They done been there countless amount of times. It just, I don't know. The Buccaneers are not gonna beat the Saints. I'm sorry. The Buccaneers is not gonna happen. If Drew Brees comes out and say, hey, this is my last season. Now look. I know Drew Brees said what he said. I understand what he said. And in the context of what he said, I'm not mad at what he was going for. I just think it was bad timing for him to say it. I'm not mad at what he was going for because I served in the military myself. And but for me, it's not about disrespecting the flag or nothing like that. We are in a country that if I went over here and died for this damn flag, then I need to be treated the same way as everybody else. I did understand where Drew was coming from. But that's not to take away with the kind of player that he is. In my eyes, he is the greatest quarterback if you want to compare the way you do it with the NBA. So I tell people this all the time. When I say that, they be like, "No, man, no way." Drew Brees the great, not Drew Brees. Tom Brady the greatest ever. I say, "Wow, he got 6 championships. Drew only got 1." I say, "So why y'all keep saying LeBron the greatest and LeBron got 3 and Mike got 6? Kobe got 5. Why would y'all say that then?" But he got this numbers, he got this. I say, okay, well, Brees got all the numbers. So sitting that same argument make Brees the greatest ever. And then on top of that, Brady kind of declining if you look at it. Last season, Drew Brees broke his own percentage record. 47 years old, and you set an all-time percentage record in the NBA. I mean, in the NFL. If that ain't good, then I don't know what is. I don't. I think that Tom Brady needs to go and retire already. He's gonna be another Brett Favre. Well, no, nobody can be Brett Favre. Brett was like the Iron Man of football. No way I'd take the Saints to the Bucs any day. Too bad Brees said those. It is kind of bad, but I think what's gonna happen is that team is gonna rally around him. I think he did feel bad for what he said, and at the time that it came out, I think it was just bad timing. I don't fault him, and I was kind of telling people that on my Facebook timeline. I was telling a couple of friends, "What's up, Ree? I did a Q&A with Deacon Anderson, baby, but right now we just we back in the live, man, because y'all shocking me right now, man. Y'all shocking me. All these numbers are going up, and people are really staying in and staying interested. So I'm starting to love this even more. So I told y'all, man, if y'all gave me a chance, I was gonna give you everything that I got, and then some. Cam going to the Patriots is. Let me see how I want to put this. I'm not going to say I'm nervous for him. Okay, I'm not going to say I'm nervous for him. I am going to say that I'm very interested in how Belichick is going to use him and how he's going to fit into that system. The New England Patriots fans are kind of die hard, and they're also very harsh as well. We're talking about Boston here. And what's up, El Guapo? We're talking about Boston here. So I mean, Cam has some pretty big shoes to fill. It's like going play for Chicago. You know what I'm saying? It's like going play in Los Angeles. It's like going playing for the Boston Celtics and so on. There's a lot of pressure that's going to be on him. And you're going to see some Patriot bandwagons. You are, especially if they come out and they're on fire. But I think right now the AFC is really going to belong to the Kansas City Chiefs and the Tennessee Titans and the Ravens. Last year, I kid y'all not, I did not like the Tennessee Titans that much. My respect level for them went off the charts last year. It really did. And the only thing I was mad at about that game against the Chiefs is that they went away from the game that they had. They went away from what was helping them to win. That tripped me out. Like, why would y'all go away from that? Oh, Henry. Man, that dude was running over everybody that season. You just took down the Patriots and the Baltimore Ravens by using this running back. Bruh, they went away from that game, and that's the only reason they lost to those Chiefs, man. That's the only reason they lost to those Chiefs. They went away from their game. They had to kept running that ball with that boy, man. Come on, bro. I mean, the way Henry was running, yeah, Gridiron, you know the joke. The way he was running, bro, it looked like beast mode. You can't tell me he didn't look like beast mode that season. And I know beast mode was looking at him like, damn. I know Marshawn Lynch was looking at him like, well, damn, they can't stop that boy. That's a tank. And even though he came from our rival school and I can't stand him, I mean, bro, last season was incredible, bro. When they took Baltimore down, I was like, you know what? These boys going to make it. They going to make it. And if that boy come out on fire like he did last year, I mean, they woke up in the playoffs, dude. They woke up and they got some respect from me last year. They got some big time respect from me. And yeah, I think he is. Because with I don't know, with Henry got unbelievable speed. He's unbelievable power, but at the same time, he don't just have to run over. He got finesse game too. Like, man, hey, look, I think what happened with Lamar Jackson is that they're young, and when you're in the playoffs, it's a different game. And I just think that what took Baltimore out of that game was the Titans offense. It wasn't the defense. It was the Titans offense. It is demoralizing when a guy is out here single-handedly running over you. When you have a running back run over you for 207 yards, it ain't good. And what I look at Lamar is I hope they don't go there and do Lamar like they did so many other quarterbacks like him, like they did Cordell Stewart, like they did RG3, or do him like they did Michael Vick or something like that, and try to change their game and get them in the pocket. That's not their game. The scramblers. Nothing they can make the open plays, but if something like that, then they got the speed to get to where they need to get to. I just think what it is he need to take himself and like work on his arm, but also don't lose his footwork and try to stay as healthy as possible. And in the process, I really do think, yeah, he is the future quarterback. He might be that prototype of what everybody's looking for, because he really does remind me of when Vic came in. And if anybody remember when Vic came in, that's all NFL talked about. It was Mike Vick this, Mike Vick that. Like you was team Mike Vick when he dropped. So I'm really thinking like maybe even next year he has a chance to make it to the Super Bowl. I think he's going to win one. I think he's going to win one or two before his career is over with. It's got to be based on if he stays healthy and if they get the proper system to work around him. Right now, what they have is working. I think what they need now is some real reliable receivers. They don't have to be superstar, top tier, just some real reliable receivers to give him a chance not to run. Because if it gives him a chance not to run, they can start killing people with play action. They will be the most dangerous team in the league when it comes to play action. It's just like the Saints. Think about it. The Saints have the deadliest screen game in the league because you don't know which side that screen going to. And at any given moment, they got the guys who got the footwork after the catch to go ahead and take off. And I'm glad we picked up an extra receiver. I'm glad we got the running back that we got now with the backup and everything else. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad they got Taysom Hill, and then picking up Jameis Winston, I thought was kind of smart as well. Because, you know, even though Jameis went interception crazy, my boy still had 30 touchdowns that year too. So I'm looking for this to be a pretty good system for him. If what blue eyes, white privilege, if what Sean Payton did with Teddy Bridgewater is a clue to what he can do with a quarterback, then I think Jameis Winston is going to be okay. I don't know what it is about Coach, but Coach has a way of working with quarterbacks that people wasn't using anymore or didn't have any faith in, because nobody had faith in Drew Brees anymore. They thought his arm was shredded and nothing, and the man came there and just turned the season around for the Saints. I mean, it was good for us when they won the Super Bowl. I was so happy that year, and what was crazy, that's the same year Obama got elected. So that year was a year of first, you know. We had the first black president, and the Saints won their first Super Bowl. And it was one that was well-deserved because the way they played that season was lights out. And it was kind of similar to the way they played when they lost to the Rams. You know, they was 13-3, and then to get jacked like that at the end of the game, I mean, dude, that was uncalled for. And I'm just like, the ref swallowed that whistle on purpose, man, because there's no way you missed that. There's no way you missed that. Every time I look at that video and I look at that angle of this man looking at that play, I was like, there's no way in the hell he missed that. How did you miss that? Yeah, and it wasn't fair. Man, look, I know somebody whooped his ass after that. They ain't gonna tell me that dude ain't still in protective custody right now. And then I'm gonna throw this out there. Be looking for Cleveland to make some moves now. Now, granted, I was hoping that the Saints would have made a move to try to get that first pick and get Joe Burrow, because Joe Burrow knows the Saints system. He's played in it. And that was in the college football because of the offensive coordinator they had. Joe Brady? Joe Brady came from the Saints and was offensive coordinator with the LSU Tigers. And the system that they ran down there is pretty much the system that the Saints ran, which is why they pretty much ran the table last year. And I was kind of hoping the Saints would make a move and pick him, but, you know, it is what it is. I'm happy for him. You know, it's the first time in a long time that an LSU player went that high, especially a quarterback. So I'm wishing the best for him, man. You know what I'm saying? I think Cleveland's gonna have a pretty good damn run coming up. They need to get him an O-line, solid running back, but I think they're gonna be okay. Let me see. Oh yeah. While we in here, speaking of which, hey man, y'all got any questions? But I'm reading all the comments right now, so I won't ignore anything anybody's saying. Trust me. Just say about Deuce McAllister there. Stay away from industry, become a little more seasoned. Yeah, this was my boy, man. I love Deuce. I did. I love Deuce McAllister, man. And what the Saints did for him that season, brother, make sure he was on the roster to get that ring, you know, that was beautiful, bro. because he did what a lot of veteran running backs or veteran quarterbacks supposed to do, what a veteran leader supposed to do. If you see somebody on the team, a young talent that has it in him, give him something to make him go. And when he gave Reggie Bush that bat and told him to stick with that and bring the wood whenever he played, Reggie had a hell of a playoff. I mean, when they were saying Reggie wouldn't run into nobody, he run away, man. Reggie was running over shit. Let me see. What do I think about Antonio Brown, the clown? He might go to the Seahawks or the Ravens. Antonio Brown playing for the Ravens is not good. I think that he's very toxic for any team that he plays with. This is an honest opinion for me. He has the skill set to be very good. He has the skill set to be good. But his attitude is something I think would ruin the locker room. And the way the Ravens played last year, they need to keep that same culture that they had. They need to keep that same fire in them. They need to keep that same game and not go away with it. Mark Ingram, I love him to death. I know he's going away from us, but I feel like when he went to Baltimore, he went to a good situation and he stayed healthy, and he proved my point that I've been telling people for years. If he has a healthy season, then you're going to see how good of a running back he is, and he showed it. And, he proved the point to me. So they got a deadly running game right now. I think what they need now, though, is like a slot game, a short route game. Don't make Lamar bomb it all the time. Get you a couple cut routes, carry routes here and there, like the West Coast offense a little bit, but also throw your running game in there. Don't go away from that. And they're going to be good, but they don't need somebody like an Antonio Brown in their locker room to bring down the morale of the room. For as Seattle is concerned, I don't think Pete Carroll, I don't know. I just don't see Antonio Brown fitting with anybody until he fixes his attitude. And it makes me mad because I love football. I wanted to play football. Had I not got hurt in school, I would have kept on going. So every time I watch people play and I see that they don't have the passion for the game, and they just out there doing anything and everything just for the money, it pisses me off. The passion in the game is gone. I think that's what happened with I don't know, bro. Having Russell Wilson and AB, I don't think they're a mesh, bro. Because one of the things about your receivers, you got to know that your receiver going to be exactly where you want him at. Your receivers got to have a humility about themselves. They got to be somewhat humble so they can know what they at all the time. This is what I like about Drew Brees. This is what I like about Tom Brady. I'm not a Brady fan, but this is what I like about him. And the same thing about Mahomes. They don't throw to their receivers. They throw to where they want their receivers to be. And it's attitude. Russell Wilson attitude wouldn't mix with AB. That's why I said it wouldn't work out. His attitude towards the game and AB's, it wouldn't work out. Like, AB need a coach who really has that zero tolerance in him. And I hate to say it, but it ain't too many teams with that. He'd have to play with like an Andy Reid, or he'd have to go to where what's his name in Pittsburgh? Tomlin or Peyton. Those are the only quarterbacks I think would just pretty much, put them on their ass. Oh, I like that. Let me see. OBJ is a crybaby. I think OBJ just in the wrong system. For him, he needs to be in the NFC South with one of those NFC South teams because, that's his type of game. You got to realize OB come from the SEC, man. Come from the, from LSU. So for him, he know how good of a receiver he is. But if you're not playing that system to get him the damn ball, then what he supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna lie, he do a lot of whining and bitch, but at the same time, do good. Do good. Russell Wilson is like Penny Hardaway, make everyone on the team better. Well, you got that right. You damn sure got that right. I can't knock that. And I say I wouldn't put AB in that system with him because that system works. It works out best for them. And bruh, Salem, I totally agree, bro. We was just talking about that. It is amazing that you said that. We were just talking about that. It was like, dog, I thought I would never see a bigger diva than Terrell Owens. Antonio Brown proved me wrong. Now, this is the thing about Terrell, though. Terrell did his shit off the court. I mean, off the field. He wasn't really, like no big old toxic person in the locker room like everybody say he was. Probably when he was in Philly. But other than that, Terrell wanted to play. He played for real. He knew he had an opportunity to do something. He didn't mess up till later on in his career. AB pretty much just throwing everything away. And I look at AB and I say to myself, hey, bro, and it's not a black and white thing, but I just want y'all to understand where I'm coming from when I say this. You got an opportunity that was presented to you. Yes, you got a contract for all this money, whatever the case may be, but you are playing in the NFL. You are playing. You are a superstar here. You are getting paid to catch a football. You're on this field all the time. So every chance that you got, you need to be appreciative of it. Because you got a player that just because he kneeled down during the national anthem would love to get into the NFL right now. He would love to be where you at right now, but he blacklisted. That's the way I look at AB, and I'm like, AB should be looking like, yo, man, hardest cap fighting to get back up in this league, and I got the opportunity to still be here. I need to calm down. You know, players like Dez Bryant, I was so hurt when he got that Achilles injury because we loved him. We really did. From everything that Saints team was talking about, they loved him. And he played his heart out in practice. And that was an unfortunate injury. That's why every time they scored, you saw them throwing up that X last year. Year before last. But if he's healthy, I would like to see him sign with them again because I think he deserved to play with them because he falls into that same category to me that the Saints fall in where the referees kind of screw him. And they screwed that boy a lot. And Dez a hell of a player. I just didn't like the fact he played for Dallas. I do not like the Dallas Cowboys. I cannot stand the Dallas Cowboys. Some days I'd be hoping they plane crash and they don't make it to the game. I don't want to die. I just want the plane to crash. But anyway, excuse me, I'm sorry. But yeah, it's like I think he deserves another chance, and I think he got a couple teams out there I would love to see him fit with. Like he would definitely go good in Baltimore. He would definitely be a good addition to Kansas City. Believe it or not, the 49ers, Green Bay Packers. I can definitely see him as a Saint. Anywhere else, I don't know. It kind of be hard to look at it, but those teams in particular, I definitely love to see him with them. Like especially with Baltimore or New Orleans, I think he fit there either way because he helps out either one of those teams. Because Drew don't have to target Ted Ginn and Mike Thomas so much, he can now target Dez and Dez there. They give him that third receiver option. You know, for Dez just want to play. If he was to go to Baltimore, that makes Baltimore even more dangerous because now, oh shit, they got a receiver. You know, and I just think that they'd be nasty if he do that. Okay, that's a good one too. And the Cardinals working with Murray, yep. Fitzgerald still over there, you know what I'm saying? 2 vet receivers. Oh yeah, they'd be pretty nice. But yeah, I'd rather see him in a system where I know for sure he's gonna get used. And you know, that injury was unfortunate. I keep hoping that the Saints will give him another chance. If not the Saints, you know, maybe Baltimore or somebody like that to give him a call for him to play. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the NFL season, man. Patriots, no, now that they got Cam Newton, I wouldn't say that. I don't think Cam and Dez would get along too well. They might bump heads a little bit. I didn't know Cam's ego was that big, and he was just that much of an asshole, but he pretty much is. So, like I say, he in the system now, and I don't know if it's a good thing I mentioned it because we all know that Belichick is no nonsense. So you saw he did the AB. So, you know, Cam better come there with the right attitude or it's game over for him. You know what I'm saying? It's about the Rams, Texans, and Broncos. Rams, I think their run is at a halt right now. I don't know what happened to them, but after the Super Bowl, they fell off bad. Texans are on their Texans. I'm pissed at. They stupid. I'm sorry. I'm not even a Texans fan. And to my boys over in the clutch, man, I feel y'all pain because that was probably one of the dumbest moves in NFL history. I don't know why they did that. Why would you give away the receiver that you got? You know you got this dynamic quarterback, and you get rid of the receiver that you got that's helping him out the most. You just made another team that just that much better. I don't know why they got rid of that boy, because I don't even understand this. I really got nothing to say about the Texans right now. You know, Antonio Brown, they're looking him up. Former Steeler and Patriot, who pretty much blew his career by being a jackass. So look him up. But yeah, what was that last team? Let me see. Oh, and the Broncos. Broncos got a lot of rebuilding to do. Yeah, they got a lot of rebuilding to do, but they have potential to be a wild card team next year, maybe. I can see them being a wild card team. They have it in them. If they keep on doing what it is that they need to do, they continue to build. They remember the team dynamic when they're out there. Oh, no problem. They remember the team dynamic while they're out there playing. Then I think they'll get it together. Most of the time, like I said, with the underdogs, I say that the underdogs always have the biggest advantage because nobody's really expecting them to win. So what they do is that they can rally around each other. See, the Saints showed me that last year when Drew got hurt. When Drew got hurt, I was so mad at some of the Saints fans here because all of them was like, "Oh man, we about to lose and this and that." Teddy Bridgewater, they complained about everything else, and they went 5-0 with. I told them we was all right. Teddy hadn't played in a while, but just had to get his legs up on him. And once he did, they cut up. But that defense stepped up big time. See, that's what I mean. When your team can rally like that, oh, it's over with. It's over with. Before Peyton Broncos operate slaps. Yeah, they did. They did. And they went out of their system after Peyton. That pretty much hurt them. Same thing with Elway. When Elway left, that hurt the Broncos for years. So the Broncos, they're gonna rebuild. I think they're gonna get back to where they are. I'm not a Broncos fan, personally, because they beat my Atlanta Falcons that year, and I'm not even an Atlanta Falcons fan, but I just like Jamal Anderson at the time, the Dirty Bird and everything. I feel like they should have won that season, but they didn't. But yeah, I think they in that stage to where they coming now. Surprise teams next year. I'm looking for Cleveland to be a surprise team. I am looking for Oakland, Las Vegas now, I guess, to be a surprise team. I do think the Bucks are going to win more games than what they did. I want to say Seattle's going to be a nice contender. I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs or not. And the Cardinals, yeah, you're right. I was just about to say the Cardinals as well. I think they're going to be surprising as well. Those teams there, I think, are really going to surprise the league. I think at least two of them are going to be wild card teams. And we'll see what goes on from there. To be honest with you, I really want to see what the Saints are going to, not the Saints, I want to see what the Titans are going to do. Redskins are on their way. They are definitely on their way. I agree with that. I agree with that. I want to see what Tennessee's going to do. I like when a team that was so close loses like that because I want to see how hungry they are the next season. Can you come back and do it again? Can you come back and say, hey, this one we messed up at, let's win? So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do and what level they take it to. And hey, that's it. No, the Ravens going home. Nah, they're not gonna miss. They're not gonna miss unless Deshaun Jackson was on. Unless somebody was on the cover of Madden. I don't see them missing. I don't see them missing. I think they're gonna have another explosive ass season because there's really no answer for them right now. You can do all the scheming you want to, but there's no answer for them right now. That running game is gonna be a problem. And it's not just the quarterback, it's the running back as well. So let's say they need to pick up like a good slot receiver, a real good one, and then that's it. Man, Bruce, Levi's Bruce Wayne yet, man. Leave him where he at. Greatest show on turf. I hated that Rams team, and I still don't like him. But Jackson, oh man, so yeah, but we know about the Madden curse. So I wish the best for Jackson, bro. I do. But every time somebody make that cover, it ain't right. It ain't right. Something happened. Every single time. But look here, man. Torrey Holt was the man. I remember him. Look at him, man. It's about that time, but I'm gonna go ahead and go watch some TV for a little while, mellow out and relax. Man, thank y'all so much for being in the chat with me. To those that did Cash App, man, like I said, I done wrote your names down already, man. I will be recognizing that in another video. I appreciate that. If you didn't get a chance to see the Q&A, go back and check it out. I said if you decide you want to donate anything just in case you missed, like I said, I will acknowledge that. I will write the name down, and on the video, I'll definitely. Matter of fact, I'll do it on the video of part 5 of the Ride from Hell. I'll make sure I acknowledge you at the end of that video. So with that being said, man, you guys stay safe out there, man. Make sure to keep everything sanitized. Love your family. Love God first. You know what I'm saying? As always, man, it's peace. It's love. Rhinestone gloves, man. #truth. 3 finger salute.